Hey guys, good morning. So in the last video we saw about the pivoting in SQL. Link is in the description. If you haven't watched, you can go through the video. So today we're going to discuss about the begin transaction and commit transaction in SQL. Okay. So basically as discussed, we know the basic meaning of transactions. So transactions are the set of SQL statements, okay, that are executed as a single unit. Okay. So in this video we're going to see by using the begin transaction and commit transaction, okay, how the data actually how the changes are reflected to the database, okay, or we can say the tables basically. Okay, so here I have the employee table. Okay, so let's execute. Yeah, fine. So here I have the employee table. Okay, now let's say I want to update the salary of employee ID 9, okay, to 50,000, let's say. So first write first let's write the query to update set salary to 50,000 where id equal to 9. Okay, now let's execute. One row affected. Okay, now let's see where id equal to 9. Yes, perfect. So as you can see, earlier his salary was 45,000, now it's 50,000. Okay, so this was here. There is no transaction is involved actually. I mean, transaction is involved, but it is indirectly. Okay, so basically here we have updated the salary. In short, we have updated a record in a particular table. Okay, now I am using the begin tran. Okay, keyword. Okay, begin tran or begin transaction. Okay, both are same. Okay, so begin transaction, and now let's update his salary to, let's say, 55,000. Okay, okay, one row affected. Okay, now let's see. Okay, so as you can see, his salary is now updated to 55,000. Okay, now here I am not using the commit transaction. Okay, okay, so begin transaction, I am yet to commit this transaction. Okay, I have updated one record using the begin run. Okay, now what I am going to do is, let's copy this. Okay, yeah, now I am going to close this session. Okay, this is what nothing but session. Now what are session? In this SQL Server Management Studio, this SQL query 2.SQL, this is one section. Okay, and now I am creating another session. Okay, using control new, the short key is okay. SQL query 5.SQL, this is another session. Okay, this is another session. Okay, this is, let's say, this is session 2. Okay, and this is session 1. Okay, so these are nothing but the session. Okay, so now as we have updated here, okay, now I am closing this. As you can see, there are uncommitted transaction. Do you wish to commit this transaction? That means what? Now let's cancel this. Okay, that means what? The salary of employee ID 9, okay, which we have updated here to 55,000. This is temporary change. Okay, not the permanent change. Okay, this is what temporary change happened. Okay, so the system throws an one alert message that there are uncommitted transaction. Do you wish to commit this? That means what? Do you want to confirm this change? The system is asking us, are you sure you want to change the salary of employee ID 9 to 55,000? Okay. So yes, So now what we are doing, we are gonna commit this. Command completed successfully. Okay, now observe. Okay, now I am closing this. Okay, now okay, okay, let's commit again. What's the issue? Okay, yeah, perfect. Actually, earlier I have written some query, so I have not committed that also. So that's the reason the pop-up was. Okay, now observe. Okay, what I am doing is now I am closing this session one. Okay, so now as you can see, there was no alert pop-up. Okay, because all the pending transaction was committed. That means what? The changes are reflected permanently. Okay, changes are reflected permanently. Yes. So, so that's why there was no alert message. Directly, it asks that this particular script do you want to save? Okay, as usual, pop-up window. Okay. So I hope you guys are getting. Let me know in the comment section. Okay. If you want to see, now let's write the query again. Now let's update the salary of William Taylor. Okay, let's say his ID is 7. Now set his salary to, let's say, 80,000. Okay, let's say. Okay, now I'm gonna execute this. One row affected. Okay, I'm yet to commit. Okay, now if you want to see the list of transactions, okay, which are yet to commit. Okay, so you can use this keyword dbcc space open trend. Okay, as you can see, it shows the details about the transactions which are running for this session. Okay, okay, so as you can see, now again we have done one transaction, so we are getting these details. Okay, now I'm gonna commit this. Command completed successfully. Now I'm going to execute this. So as you can see here, it shows there are no active open transaction. All the transactions are committed. That means what? The changes are reflected actually in the employee table, or you can say the data is reflected, and that is final, and that is permanent, and it cannot be changed. If you want to change or you can say update, you want to write the query. Okay. So if we are not using this, okay, begin and commit time, and we are directly updating. Okay, so what actually happened here now is, so the changes happen directly permanently to the table. Okay, so here there is no role of committing that particular transaction, because in this case we are sure that employee ID 7, we want to set the salary to 90,000, or we're going to update the salary to 90,000, and we are sure. Okay, so that's why we haven't used here begin trend and commit trend. Okay, and we have directly updated his salary. Okay, in some cases, if you want to check the behavior of data, okay, before uh, making final changes, okay, in that type of scenario, we use the begin trend. Okay, and we see the behavior of data, and then we, based on the requirement or based on the situation, we commit. Okay, so basically begin trend means initiate a transaction. Okay, let's start. That means what? Okay, commit trend permanently saves all changes made after begin trend. Okay, so commit trend, if you want to use, the role of commit trend transaction comes if you are dealing with the begin trend. Okay, okay, rollback trend, cancel all changes made after begin trend as if they never happened, or undo the changes. Okay, now let's say Now let's say I'm updating his salary to again, let's say 50,000. Okay. 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 Now I can see his salary is 50,000. But you don't want to update, okay, his salary to 50,000. So you can simply write rollback tran. Simple. Okay. Command completed successfully. Now his salary was 90,000 as you can see. So if you are not sure or due to some error in that type of scenario, rollback transaction we use. Okay. This is simply the it undo the changes. Okay. Or in simple words, okay, we use the short key, right? Control plus Z. Okay. What it does, it undoes the changes. The same thing, the rollback transaction also, the concept is same, it undo the changes. Okay. Earlier we have updated employee ID 7 salary, that is William's salary was 90. Okay. We have updated to 50, but we have used the rollback tran. So his salary before his salary was 90,000. So the salary was updated to that. Okay. Undo the changes basically. Okay. So in this way, actually the commit, the begin transaction, commit transaction, and rollback transaction, okay, actually works. Okay. Okay. So basically, the important points is use cases as we discussed now when you want to test a change. Okay. Okay. So important points is transactions are session specific. Now let's understand that. Okay. Okay. Now let's take another employee. Let's say John. Okay. His salary is let's say 55,000 now. So I am gonna update his salary to, okay, he is demoted. So his salary is now, I am gonna update from 55,000 to 50,000. So as you can see, his salary is now 50,000, but for this session. Okay. Now here I am on another session, and if I want to check his salary, okay, okay, please note here we have not committed yet. Okay. So the change is temporary because we have not committed yet. I mean, we are not sure. Okay. We have not confirmed the change. Okay. So as you can see, if I am running in another session, if I am running the same query, so the query is still executing. Why? If we wait for here 5-10 minutes now, the still it will show here, as you can see in the bottom here, my cursor here, it will be showing us executing query also. It will still after 1 hour, 2 hour, the this will be executing only. This query will be executing only. The reason is in session one, okay, we haven't committed the changes. Okay. So now what I am doing is I want to commit the change. Okay. Now, as you can see here, because we have committed the changes are permanently reflected for this ID in the employee table. So in another session, I am getting the data for that ID. So, so now you guys are getting like how actually the transaction works. So transactions are session specific. Once you start a transaction in one session, only that session can commit or roll back. Okay. So, so this was all about the basic understanding of transaction. Okay. I hope you guys are getting. Let me know in the comment section. So in this video, we have covered the use case of begin tran, rollback tran, and commit tran. Okay. So I hope you guys are getting. Let me know in the comment section. So in the next video, we're gonna discuss another topic of SQL. Okay. Till then, thank you. Have a nice day.